I don't know exactly when it started, this quiet wish for it all to just stop. Not a loud, dramatic ending, not a fireball, not some headline tragedy, not the kind of thing people write songs about. No desperate goodbyes, no final posts, no epic fade to black, just a clean, indifferent stop. The lights go out, the curtain falls, and nothing follows. No afterlife, no legacy, no one remembering your name. A merciful silence so complete it swallows even the memory of noise. And maybe that sounds grim, maybe some would call it defeat, but it feels honest. More honest than most of what passes for conversation lately, because it isn't really about wanting to die. It's about wanting all this weight to fall away. The constant hum, the ache you can't name, the heaviness you carry in the pit of your chest every time you wake up to a world that feels like it was never built for you. Or maybe it was, and it's just a machine that chews up whatever softness you have left. I walk through these streets and see people smiling, laughing into their phones, arguing about nothing, selling each other some plastic version of meaning, and I wonder if they feel it too, or if they've managed to silence it better than I have. Or maybe they've bought into it completely. Maybe they actually believe this is what life's supposed to be. Work, consume, scroll, swipe, perform, sleep, repeat. We drown ourselves in glowing screens and endless distractions, because if we sat still for more than a minute, we might actually feel how empty it all is, might actually hear the quiet, unbearable truth that none of this matters, and it never did, that our names will be forgotten, our work erased, our loves and hurts and dreams reduced to dust that no one will ever know existed. And yet, we keep going, not because it's beautiful, not because it's meaningful, but because the alternative is terrifying. The idea of stopping, of nothingness, is a void so vast, most people would rather fill their lives with noise than even glance at it. We keep chasing new experiences, new milestones, new symbols of worth, hoping to outrun that emptiness, hoping if we fill our days with enough stuff, we won't have to face what's waiting at the end of them. It's a strange thing, watching people cling so tightly to life, even when that life hurts. Watching them stretch out their days however they can. Health fads, supplements, new treatments, new technologies, anything to extend the number, to stretch out the minutes, even if those minutes are barren, even if those years are lonely, even if all you're doing is delaying an ending you've spent your whole life pretending isn't coming. And I get it. I'm not immune to it. There are moments I catch myself hoping for some sudden shift, some spark of purpose to make all this feel worth it, that maybe if I can just make it to next week, next month, next year, it'll all make sense, that the fog will lift and I'll see some grand design to it all. But deep down, I know better. Deep down, I know tomorrow will be a lot like today. Same quiet ache, same hollow conversations, same forced smiles. And part of me wishes it would just stop, that the sun wouldn't rise, that the world would just, without warning, cease. Not in pain, not in fire, just nothing. I don't think people realize how much noise this world makes. Not just the obvious things, the cars, the ads, the notifications, the endless opinions being shouted into the void, but the quieter, more insidious noise, the expectations, the performative happiness, the pressure to be grateful, to be productive, to chase success, to be liked. We fill our heads with other people's voices, other people's standards, until we can't hear our own. And when we finally find a moment of quiet, it's unbearable. It feels alien. It feels wrong. So we rush to fill it with more, and it's exhausting. Carrying this weight, pretending you're fine, smiling when you're not, making plans you don't care about with people you don't really know for reasons you don't even believe in, laughing at jokes you don't find funny, nodding along to conversations about things you'll forget 5 minutes later, posting pictures of moments you weren't really present for. The performance never ends. And for what? So people will think you're okay. So you can convince yourself you're okay. There's a sickness in this culture. A sickness in the way we treat each other in the way we trade real connection for clout, for likes, for currency that means nothing outside the walls we built around ourselves. We reward the shallow, we celebrate the cruel, we mock the soft, the kind, the ones brave enough to admit they're hurting. And we tell ourselves it's normal, that this is just what life is now, that feeling alone in a crowd is just part of being human, that dragging yourself through another meaningless day is somehow brave. I don't know if I believe that anymore. I don't know if I believe in much of anything anymore. I see people clinging to life, not because they love it, but because they're afraid of what comes after. Because no one wants to admit they've wasted years chasing empty things. No one wants to be the first to stop clapping at the performance. So we play along. We cheer for the same empty victories. We mourn celebrities we never knew. We pretend the latest tech will save us. We bury ourselves in cheap entertainment while the world burns around us. And sometimes I just wish it would stop, not in anger, not in bitterness, just stop. I think about how much pain people carry, how much hurt never gets spoken, how many people are one bad day away from giving up entirely, how we've built a world where asking for help feels like weakness, where showing emotion makes you a target, where empathy is treated like a flaw. I think about how many people are out there right now, staring at their ceiling in the dark, wondering how much longer they can take it, and no one sees them. No one knows, because we're too busy pretending we're fine too. There's this thing we do where we convince ourselves tomorrow will be different, that if we can just hang on one more day, things will change, that the pain will ease, that someone will finally see us. And maybe it happens for some people. Maybe there are days that feel lighter, moments that make the weight bearable, but those moments feel fewer now, harder to find. The world feels heavier than it used to. Or maybe I'm just seeing it more clearly than before, and I find myself hoping that if it's going to end, it happens tomorrow. Not because I hate life, not because I want to suffer, but because I'm tired of pretending, tired of waiting for a sign that never comes, tired of carrying a hope I don't really believe in anymore. I don't want to drag myself through another day of hollow conversations and empty rituals. I don't want to keep watching good people break under the weight of a system designed to crush them. I don't want to keep pretending this is fine. I just want quiet, real quiet, the kind that doesn't come with a price, the kind that isn't interrupted by a text or a thought or the gnawing sense that you're falling behind in a race you didn't agree to run. I want the noise to stop, the expectations, the performance, the endless pressure to be better, to do more, to matter. I want to slip beneath the surface and not come back up, not in despair, not in self-destruction, but in peace, in the absence of everything. And maybe it's selfish, maybe it's cowardly, or maybe it's the most honest thing I've ever felt, this quiet wish that tomorrow never comes, that whatever force keeps this cruel carousel turning finally runs out of fuel, that the whole machine grinds to a halt and the world falls into silence, a silence so vast it erases even the memory of what came before. And if that happens, I'll be ready. I won't fight it. I won't beg for more time, because more time in a world like this isn't a gift, it's a sentence. And some days, mercy looks a lot like nothing. Maybe tomorrow, and maybe, just maybe, that's the closest thing to peace I'll ever get.